Bloodless. This game has a parry, so it makes it into parry review. So this game is so parry-centric and so parry-forward that when you first start the game, you don't even have a melee attack. You can only parry. So that's how the game starts off, but you then get the melee attack within like the first 10 minutes of gameplay. So it's hard not to like this game here at Parry Reviews because this game is all about the parry, and this is Parry Reviews, so automatically we love this game. I will say, however, the iframes on the parry, like you only get iframes if you like manage to parry 2 attacks with a single parry. If you get hit simultaneously one after the other, you'll parry the first attack, but you might still take damage on the second attack. So I mean, I was gonna give this an 8 out of 10 on the parry metric, but I think on the parry metric, let's give this game a 7.5 out of 10 on the parry metric. And on the fun and enjoyment scale, let's give this game an 8. And I will tell you an 8 out of 10, and I will tell you why. It is because less is more, again, in video games. Look at this game. This game is so bare bones. You only use 5 buttons. You use the right trigger to run, and then the face buttons, and that's it. You press the A on Xbox or X on PlayStation to dash, and that dash is the parry. You parry by dashing. You press the X or square button on PlayStation or X button on Xbox to do the melee attack. You press Y to heal yourself. Y is your healing gourd. And the B button is to do like special attacks, and that's it. You only use those 5 buttons. Oh, and the right joystick to move. And this game plays really, really well. It's all about timing. Basically everything you want a parry game to be. Like when I read the description that this is a parry-focused game, I thought, well, that's hyperbole, because you know, the same way that everything is a Soulslike now, anybody can just. A game could have a dodge roll and say it's a parry-focused game, because that's just the way people market themselves nowadays. But this is easily one of the most parry-focused games I've ever played in my entire life. And I wanted to give this game a 9 out of 10, but we settled for an 8 on the fun and enjoyment scale and a 7.5 on the parry because this video, the footage you're gonna see is like a combat montage, but this game there's like a little bit too much more talking that I'm comfortable with. Not enough where it ruins the game. Like, it's no problem. I'm just complaining at this point because I'm a snob. I'm a parry snob. But this game would do a little bit better if it just cuts off like 30% of the dialogue, the text boxes, I mean, when you like interact with people. Because there's like a bunch of forced interaction, or else the story doesn't progress. So this game would do well to like trim 30% off of that fat and just really let itself, because it already is a combat parry focused game, so just let it be that. Don't interrupt the flow with like dumb cutscenes. I mean, they're not totally dumb, but it's like, stop it, you know, let me fight. So initially, you always have to dash as in move to parry, but then you get a skill that allows you to be stationary while you parry. And when you do the dash parry, you can only do 3 times in a row before your stamina depletes. While the stationary parry, you can do it 4 times, so... And there's 2 skill trees, like the melee attack skill tree, which is called the key. The key attack is just a melee attack, which you'll use, but not as much as the parry. This is an extremely parry-focused game. But you should focus when leveling up on the parry skill tree, because it has the best techniques in the game. Easily, just focus on the parry skill tree, get the stationary parry, you will do well to do that. So the difficulty in this game, you're gonna die quite a bit in this game, especially when there's 3 or more enemies on screen. Prepare to die, because I don't know, should I call this game a Soulslike? I live in fear of calling games Soulslike because everything is a Soulslike now. You could go to the bathroom and take a shit, and the toilet will call that a Soulslike. Honestly, I'm just really satisfied with this game. I don't even know what else to talk about. Oh right, I just remembered. So the red attacks are unblockable. And the big guys with the heavy clubs, you want to hit them, you want to dash into them, meaning parry into them when their club is stuck on the ground. That's how you beat those guys. But everybody has red attacks, so it's like red projectile attacks. You can parry those. Well, no, not if they're red. You can only parry them if they're white. If they're red, you gotta dodge them. And the dodge slash parry slash dash, which are all the same thing and used on the same button, you don't have iframes. So if there's a red attack, you have to create distance between you and your opponent because you can't dash or parry it. So if you're in the line of fire, you're gonna get hit. So you need to step away from the line of fire. And that is where the true difficulty of this game shows up, with those red attacks and the enemies overwhelming you. The little shurikens, and they also throw caltrops, which is like needles on the floor. So the needles on the floor and the projectiles that the ninjas throw, all of that is gonna mess with you. It's the hardest things to deal with in this game. If the game was just parrying melee attacks, then it wouldn't be that hard, but it's the way the enemies can manipulate the environment by setting traps. That's how. See, I just got hit by one of the caltrops. It's so annoying. Later on in the game, I don't have this skill yet, but when you level up, as you continue to play the game, you get this skill on the parry skill tree that fully restores your stamina if you parry a projectile. And, oh, I'm waiting to get that skill, man. It's gonna be a game changer. I cannot wait to get that because you can parry as quickly as you want so long as you have stamina. So if you want to parry 2 or 3 times in a row, you can do it, just that you're gonna deplete your stamina. And so once you're able to parry projectiles, the game's gonna let you keep a lot of your stamina, which is great. And I want that skill like right now. Animation wise, you can tell the parry happens because the enemy does like a white slash and then you do like a red slash, and that's how you know the parry happened. Another thing I like about this game, the red gauntlets the protagonist has looks like a red version of the Mega Man X Blaster from Mega Man X, and I love that. I love Mega Man X, so anything that looks like Mega Man X, you know, I like it immediately. Shit, you know what? I'm gonna give this game a 7.5 on the parry and a 9 out of 10 on the fun and enjoyment scale. That's how much I'm enjoying this game. 9 out of 10. So there you go. Thanks for watching, take care, and enjoy.